Dear students, welcome to ninth biology class from Asad Kupwara. We are with the chapter Why Do We Fall Ill? The eighth lecture of this chapter with the topic Immunity and Vaccination. Today we will discuss immunity, one part of immunity, because it's a vast topic and it's really a beautiful subject in the biology. Now, before going in the detail of the topic, let me give some glimpse of this chapter. First, you should know what immunity is. Immunity is the natural tendency of our body to fight against the diseases. When we get some disease, we take medicines and then we treat that disease, but that's not the immunity. What immunity means, when we get any disease and then we are recovered ourselves, our body fights against that disease and then we are recovered. That's called as immunity. The mechanism inside our body which fights against any pathogen which comes into our body. Pathogen, I have discussed, any disease causing agent. Our body has a natural tendency to fight against these pathogens. For example, bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, algae. There are various types of disease causing agents, and our body has a natural tendency to fight against these pathogens, and that tendency of our body is called as immunity. The subject of science, medical science, which deals with the study of immunity, it is diseases related to this immunity, and organs related to this immunity. That's called as immunology. Immunology is the study of immune system of our body, the immunity of our body, the organs and the diseases of this system. Like other systems of our body, this is also a full-fledged system. That's called as immune system. It has various organs. Immune system, it is a very important system of our body which fights against all types of diseases. And the father of immunology and the first person who introduced this science, who introduced this immunology in the scientific world, was Sir Edward Jenner. Who was Sir Edward Jenner? He was the first person who discovered vaccine against the smallpox. This disease is now almost 100% eradicated from the world. But it was the contribution of this man, this great man, who discovered the first vaccine and gave the whole world the concept of vaccination, how we can develop the artificial immunity, how we can develop this, apart from innate immunity, we can develop artificial immunity also. That we will discuss in next topic. Now, coming back to our topic, immunity is divided into two parts. Immunity has two important parts. One is called as innate immunity and the second one is called as adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is that immunity which is present in us from birth, and adaptive immunity is the one which we acquire after the birth. And this we will discuss in next lecture. And today our topic will be innate immunity. Now first you will remember two important terms in the immunology. One is antigen and the second one is antibody. What antigen is? It is any foreign substance that comes into our body. Any substance that comes into our body from outside, that's called as antigen. And the substance which our body recognizes as foreign, as non-self, that's called as antigen. And antibody, what antibody is, when this antigen comes into our body generates an action against it. It generates a reaction against this antigen in the form of molecules. They are called as antibodies. They are generated by our immune system against the antigens. These two terms are very much important. Whole the immunology is full of these two terms. And now you have understood what antigen is, what antibody is. Till now we have discussed about the immunity, the natural tendency of our body to fight against any infection. And the study of this system, this immune system of our body is called as immunology. The pioneer was in this study was Edward Jenner. And now we will discuss the innate immunity in detail in the next lecture. This was the introductory lecture.